So I'm sorry if the sound is kind of weird on this one. This camera has more space, but the sound is kind of iffy. So I'm going to try and talk loud and make sure that you can hear me. This video is not my normal makeup. I mean, obviously I have no makeup on, but this was, I asked some people if they wanted me to do this, so I'm going to do it. Years ago, I took a metabolism class on how to build your metabolism and help with weight loss and blah, 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 blah. So this is basically from that class, and it's going to be a lot of videos, probably like 30 or 40, I think. I don't remember exactly how many are planned, but there's a bunch. This is week 1 for it. It is basically an introduction. It's going to have a little challenge for you as well. So metabolism is really what's going to help you win the battle of weight loss. If you don't have a good metabolism, you're going to struggle. So this entire course is basically to help with that. Your body is like any relationship in your life where there's good communication, bad communication. You know, if you're married, you know. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend even, you know. Communication, big deal. In order to have your metabolism work properly for you, you have to have communication throughout your body. It's just the way it is. Sorry, it's gonna happen. So you have to know your body's signals. You have to know the signs. It's gonna talk to you in different ways. So this is basically to help you learn to that communication. The official definition of metabolism is, and I'm reading this from the book, so the process in which the body breaks down the fuel, which are proteins, carbs, fats, that you eat, and use the products to generate the energy required for growth and life. So basically, metabolism is how fast that you use the energy that you intake. So how fast that you burn calories. That's it. Pretty easy, pretty basic. 2 ways for more efficient metabolism: fitness and fuel. Fuel is food and fluids. So what are you eating? What are you drinking? If you don't have inadequate or insufficient food, your body's just going to go in starvation mode and you're going to not lose weight. If you do lose weight, it's not healthy, and it's just going to, anything that you do eat is going to be stored as fat. So that way it's there if your body needs it later. It's a balancing act. But if you don't have a good foundation to start with, then it doesn't matter what food you eat, what fluid you drink, what workout you do. It doesn't matter, because eventually it's all going to crumble. So we're going to kind of work on all 4 of those things throughout this entire process, and it's going to take effort. It's going to be difficult, I'm sure, but I want you to take this slow. If 1 week isn't enough for you for one step of this, give it 2. Give it a month. Take as long as you need. I want you to do this at your own pace. I don't want you to rush it. Most people do take about a week for each thing. So it's a month per session in that case. So each session, each video will be like session 1, part A, session 1, part B, etc., and so on. This is just going to be the introduction, a little bit of information, and a challenge that I want you to take at least a week on. So the 4 F's of this is your foundation, which is, you have to have a good foundation, your food, your fluid, and your fitness. And each week, or not each week, if you don't want it to be a week, if you want it longer, whatever. I'm going to say week. So each week will be one of those things. So each session, each group, my dog just ran past, will be about a month if you do it that way. And they build on each other, so don't stop one part of it when you start another. Don't stop. Just keep going and building. Use a maintenance log which I've usually used sparkpeople.com because they have so much on there and it's so helpful. You can use Notepad if you do use a notebook. Make sure you're recording the date, how much water you're intaking, when you're taking it in, what foods you're eating, when you're eating, your goals for that time frame, how much activity you do, what exercises, whether it's strength training or cardio, whatever. Log everything. My best thing I ever did was downloading the Spark People app on my phone, so I could literally just hit a button and start typing it in immediately. Otherwise, write it on a piece of paper, load everything into the computer at one time. Just keep track, or just keep the notebook, whatever you want to do. I'm all about technology though, so whatever. Definitely keep track of that though. That's going to be a big thing. It's one of the hardest things to do, is to make sure every bite of food that you eat does that. Your best bets also, tips, get a food scale and get good measuring cups and measuring spoons. Throughout this, you're going to want to know exactly what you're putting in your mouth. Let's see. Weight. If you want to take your weight constantly, do it. Personally, I don't go by weight too much. I go by the way my clothes fit, because when you're gaining a muscle and you're losing fat, you can stay the same weight even though you're shrinking. Take your measurements, take your weight if you want to. I go by how my clothes fit. If they loosen up, then I know something's going right. If you have questions, definitely ask. Most of you, I think, will probably be, most of you who see this will probably be on Facebook. So message me anytime. I have no problems with it. Even if you are just freaking out because you feel like you failed, message me. It's not a failure. Never a failure. It's another day to start again. Yeah, that was really positive and perky, and I'm sorry. So everything's gonna kind of flow together. So hopefully it'll work. This week's challenge, and I do want you to take a week on this, set a baseline. Don't change anything you're doing other than keeping that journal. Say what you drink, what you eat, how much sugar you're adding to your coffee, because I know that's my biggest thing. I'm a sugarholic when it comes to my coffee. How much water you're drinking. If you do any workouts, log it in. Get a baseline. That way we have something to build on. So, week 1 challenge, log everything. Don't change it, just log it. By the end of the week, I can almost guarantee some of you are going to already have things changed, which is not a bad thing, but don't worry about it. If you eat a whole freaking pizza, write the whole pizza in. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about all that. Just write it down. Y'all, hopefully we'll do that. If you have questions, let me know. We'll go from there. See you next time.